One. Hello everybody, we're excited to be with you today. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Jason Edwards. Hello Jason.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We're excited to have Jason today. We want to say hello to all of our chapters in the Philippines. We want to say hello to all of our chapters in Mexico. And we want to say hello to you in Zimbabwe and Qatar and everywhere else where people might see this. Today's topic is a very exciting topic. We're going to discuss the difficulties but the beauties of leaving your comfort zone. And so we've brought Jason in today. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. I'll ask him some questions so that you can come to know who he is. And he'll give you some words of advice as we come to a close. So thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about your history, where you're from, where you grew up, married, not married,
Okay.
served a mission.
Okay. I'm from Portland, Oregon, which is in the northwest section of the U.S. I'm married and I have 3 kids. I have 2 daughters that are 6 and 3, and I have a 1-year-old son.
Great.
I met my wife at BYU after I had started my business. I actually met her at my business, and I served a mission in Toronto, Canada, speaking Cantonese, Chinese. So I'm a return
How was that
missionary.
experience?
It was a great experience. I learned a lot.
What was challenging about learning a new language, especially Chinese?
It's a very difficult language. Lots of study and lots of interaction with people to get the dialogue down, to get the tones down. There's 7 different tones. And if you screw up one of them, you say something completely different. So there's a lot of embarrassing moments, but it was a lot of getting out of your comfort zone, talking to people, and practicing.
Do you think that the skills you acquired as a missionary of learning how to get out of your comfort zone, specifically talking with new people on the streets or speaking in a new language, are those transferable into starting a small business?
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, as you know, as a missionary, there was a learning curve where you felt very uncomfortable with the language. You felt very uncomfortable with the discussions. You might have not have been familiar with the gospel as you were when you left. So at the beginning, it was very almost a little nerve-wracking to talk to people and knock on doors and wear the badge and wear the outfit all the time. You know, the same with business. You can't be afraid of failure. You have to step out, make the best decision you can make, and then just kind of roll with it and to see where it progresses.
When you were starting J-Dogs, and everybody has just seen the short videos, so let me ask you some questions. You started creating this idea of selling great tasting hot dog at an affordable price to a clientele that can afford it, right?
Yeah.
What happened when you started? Tell me about all the voices, maybe the family members or the neighbors or all the people. Did they think you were crazy?
Yeah,
Loco?
They did. Muy loco.
Muy loco.
If you, looking back, even myself maybe, but I just had to kind of follow it through. Like my parents, if you put yourself in their shoes, I was 3 years into university, then I decided to stop and start a hot dog stand. And I sold everything I owned that had value, and I used that money as startup capital for the shop, which was less than $1,000.
Was that scary?
Oh, it was super scary. But it was exciting at the same time.
Yeah, we have a bunch of students who always wonder, how am I going to start my business? I need to go and have a whole bunch of money. I go get a loan.
No.
What did you do?
I don't believe in that. I had one guitar that I sold. Everything that I used in the shack, I started out in basically a 10 by 10 little building.
So that's maybe like 3 meters by 3 meters.
3 meters by 3 meters. And what I would do is I would go to school, and then I had a job at the MTC cutting the grass, mowing the lawns.
Okay.
And then at night, I usually would go down to the store and work on it and fix it up.
So you were in school full time.
Yep.
You were working, cutting grass and trees
at the MTC.
Yep. Why on earth did you want to do a hot dog stand?
I just thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be a great idea. I was inspired by Brother Gibson's class. He taught a class at BYU, and it inspired me. But I felt like I needed to do something.
Okay.
Like if you think about it in the mission field, usually the people that you found to baptize might be, like for me, like we baptized people that were in grocery stores or that we met in the laundromat. It wasn't like, you know, a golden contact that was just kind of placed before you, and, you know, a husband and wife and all their kids, and say, we want to be baptized.
So you didn't serve in the Philippines
No,
or Mexico?
yeah, I know that happens
where that happens every
in
day,
Latin America,
right?
but where I served, we just kind of had, you just kind of had to be open to all different types of ideas and not close your mind and saying, well, I'm just going to get on the bus here and I'm just going to, you know, read my scriptures and not talk to anybody, because the chances of finding, you know, a person on a crowded, noisy bus, you know, it's the same thing in business. You have to like be open to all sorts of ideas. If I would have, looking back on my life now, I'm into JDogs 8 years.
Wow.
If I was to say 8 years ago that I would be, you know, having, you know, 60, 70 employees, we're opening our 4th location in the spring, and, you know, selling X amount of hot dogs every day and doing that for a living, I would have told you were crazy.
Right.
You know, I thought I would be like a dentist or do something like that. So it's completely out of my mindset, but it's just what was put in front of me, and I ran with it.
So you saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
You evaluated it.
Yep.
And you started the hot dog stand.
Yep.
You have 60 employees.
Uh-huh.
Are all of your stands within the same city?
No, we have one in Provo. We have one in Orem. We have one in American Fork. So Provo is where BYU is. Orem is about 10 minutes away. American Fork is about 20. And then we're putting our 4th location downtown Salt Lake.
Great. So you can get to your locations pretty much in one day if you needed to.
Touch base with all of them every day.
Great. Tell me, let's just ask a couple of ending questions here.
Okay.
You're going home, you sell your guitar, you sell your stuff,
right,
and you tell people, I'm going to start a hot dog stand.
Right.
Who told you were nuts?
Everybody, basically. Everybody.
Did Steve Gibson tell you were nuts?
Well.
Kind of.
I think he had reservations.
Great.
But, I mean, who wouldn't, really?
A hot dog stand.
Yeah, but it's low risk. I mean, if it failed, big deal. And you tried, and you'll never know unless you try.
Wonderful.
But I felt like I put smart decisions in place, and I had a lot of good mentors, and I learned a lot. If it would have failed after the summer, those experiences would have been invaluable.
Great.
So I am way better off doing it than sitting back on the sidelines and going, that's not for me. I'm going to wait for the next best thing to come along.
Wonderful. So let's go ahead and close in a couple of minutes here. I just want to ask you, how many hot dogs do you sell a day?
Thousands.
Thousands of hot dogs a day.
I lose track after 10.
Yeah. Do you love selling hot dogs?
I do. I really like what I do. I'll tell you some things that I like about it. One is that you have customer interaction. Everybody that comes to see you is excited to be there. It's not like going to the dentist or going to church. Even, you know, you're excited to be there, okay? So everyone's excited. 2, I get paid immediately. Like, you give them the product, they give you the cash.
Great.
And it's immediate transaction. There's no waiting on your money. And the third part is you get to that look on someone's face when they try your product and they really like it, and that smile, and you just made someone's day better. And that's what I love. People are excited to be there. I love who I work with.
Great.
I love being paid cash the same day. It's a good deal.
3 questions. Do you buy all of your product when you buy your merchandise, your inventory? Do you buy cash or do you buy credit?
Credit.
And when you sell your product, do you sell credit or do you sell cash?
Cash.
So you buy on credit and you sell for cash.
Yeah.
Great rule of thumb.
Great rule. That's Steve's rule.
That is. Do you have bank accounts for your home that are different than your bank accounts for JDogs?
Absolutely.
So you have separate bank accounts.
Separate entity.
So we practice separate entities. That's another great rule of thumb.
Yep.
From your entities, from your business, you pay yourself a salary?
I do.
So you pay yourself a livable salary?
I do.
So these are all rules of thumb that Jason puts into place in his business that you guys can put into place in your business. So I'm going to let him say a few closing words of encouragement to you and I would hope that you will listen to him because he's a local and successful entrepreneur who took an idea, evaluated the opportunity, and listened to his heart and his mind and found mentors to help him along his way, just like you all have mentors in your chapters. And so let's just give him a few minutes to close, and then we'll see you in a month.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. As I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I went through my notebooks from Brother Gibson's class, and inside that notebook, I had a list of businesses that I thought would be a good idea. Okay. And lo and behold, a hot dog stand was on that list. But it wasn't the number 2, the 3 or 4, or even the 5th. It was way down the page.
Great.
So I would encourage you to just be open for anything. And sometimes the jobs that we would really love to do, like wearing a flashy suit and having a car and a big executive job and a nice office, isn't the way things are going to work out for most people, myself included. I mean, I wear a T-shirt and a ball cap to work.
Yeah, what's on your T-shirt?
J-Dogs.
Let's see it. Show us.
There we go.
There we go.
The baseball cap, and some days I'm just carrying a broom and a wash rag, and I clean tables and I take out trash and talk to customers, and you know what? I wouldn't ask for anything else. So I would really, really admonish all of you to be open for anything. And the number one thing is to be able to provide for your family and to take care of the ones that you love. And it doesn't have to be extravagant houses or big living. It's just providing shelter and providing protection for your wife and your kids, and having a little left over for a rainy day and enough to pay your tithing and give it to the Lord to build the church. So that's where I feel very fortunate that I found something that I can do that, and that my kids can come to the work and to the job and learn how to work, and they can see exactly where Dad gets the money to buy the clothes for them and buy food for them.
Wonderful.
And do the things that we do. So I would just be open for anything.
Go outside of your comfort zone.
Outside of your comfort zone, and use the principles that you've learned from this from the academy to start a business.
Wonderful.
And I wish you all the best of luck.
Great. We love everybody.
Good luck.
Bye.
See you later.